Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Gerrit Harding. I make photography and videography videos as well as post-production tutorials and things like that. Today's video is going to be all about the Canon Nifty-Fifty, why I think it's the best first upgrade from your kit lens, and why I think you should go pick one up right now. In the comments down below, let me know why you are considering picking up the Canon Nifty-Fifty or the 50mm 1.8. because I would love to know what you guys are thinking about doing with this lens. Also, before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for new content every Monday and Wednesday. Let's get into the video. First things first, when we're talking about a lens that would be a good upgrade to your kit lens, we're going to be talking about price, because that is generally the thing that hurts the most. But with this lens, you get a heck of a lot of quality for not a very high cost, especially when it comes to a lens. This thing is going to run you about $125, which is less than a fifth of generally what a lens is going to cost you for similar quality. And you might be thinking, why would I upgrade? Why? I mean, my kit lens is fine. But you think that until you get this thing. The pictures that this thing takes are so sharp, and the ability to get that solid round bokeh is just like, so crisp. It's a whole different level of photography. I mean, your kit lens, it works and it's good for those wider angles, it does things like that, but it's not nearly as sharp, and generally your f-stop is only going to go down to like 3.5 or something like that. This thing opens up down to 1.8, and that is just, I'll show you an example right now of the difference in lighting. So as you can see, this is the 3.5 lens and it's decent. But then when we switch over to the 1.8 lens, you can see that it's just like bright. This thing allows you to shoot in low light like crazy, even if your camera doesn't like it, just because it can allow more light into the camera, which is a fantastic thing that I'd highly recommend you become a part of. Now for the details of this lens, right? So the element on the front here, let me get my filter off 1 second. The element on the front here is pretty small, but when you get that aperture open all the way up, it gets to be about the exact size of that, and that's pretty huge as things like this go. Yeah, you can look right through it right there. It's all the way open. That's awesome. I mean, you really don't get how impressive that is until you pop this lens on your camera. It's crazy. So we've got upgraded from the last model of the Nifty-Fifty. This is all metal as opposed to plastic, which is great for durability on your lens. You're not going to crack it, you're not going to have anything bad happen to it. This thing is tough, right? The rest of it's plastic, but this mount, the thing that like matters other than the glass on the inside, is metal, and that's a huge upgrade from the previous Nifty-Fifty. It's got an Stm motor. Let's see if we can get that in focus. It's got an Stm motor, which means that it's a stepless motor system, and that means that you can focus anywhere on this ring. There are no stops for it, and it's totally smooth. The autofocus is nearly silent and it's super fast, but as you can see right here, we've got this little switch. And with that little switch, you go from autofocus to manual focus. You don't have to mess with anything in your camera, you just boop, boop. And even while you're in autofocus, it doesn't stop you from using that ring. So if you're in autofocus, but real quick you need to change it to something else that you want in your shot, you can just spin that ring even while you're autofocused, and you're good to go. It's a Canon EF mount lens, which means that it's going to work on both crop frame cameras and full frame cameras. It's going to work on the camera you have now, probably, because I would assume you got in on a crop frame sensor. But even later down the road, as you upgrade to maybe a full frame camera, this is still going to work for you on that camera, which is great in terms of investment because you don't have to get rid of this lens if you get a new camera body. You can just move it right up along with you. You can shoot with this thing forever. I've had this for probably 1 or 2 years now, and I've never had the focus ring slip. I've never had any problems with this thing. It is solidly built and it can handle a lot. It's been through a lot, and it still looks nice, it still acts nice, and it still does everything that I need it to do, and it's still wicked sharp. If you do want to pick up one of these lenses for your camera, which I seriously, just do it. You'll be amazed at the quality of this lens. As soon as you put it on your camera and take some pictures, you will see the difference. Also, a cool thing that this lens can do really well because of that big aperture, you take this thing off your camera, flip it around backwards, and pop it into your camera, turns it into a macro lens. Just like the B-roll that you saw earlier. I'll show you another clip of that right now. A lot of those shots were macro shots taken on this lens. So that shows you the potential that this lens has to do both things, and it's just awesome. Because not only are you getting an amazingly sharp 50mm prime lens, you're getting a macro lens at the same time, which is just bananas. And they won't tell you that because the method of doing it is like a little bit sketchy because there's no connection to your camera, so you actually have to like hold your lens on there. But it makes it really easy to do because this 49mm lens opening is the exact size of the opening on the front of your camera, in my experience, on the T6i here. And that's awesome because you can just like slot it right in there and then just hold it on, and it's not going to wiggle around, you're not going to lose your spot. It's easy to do, and I'll link to a video where I explain how to do that for you guys in the description down below as well as up here. So go check that out because it's really going to add a lot of value to this lens. So if you are going to pick up this lens, which again I highly recommend, there is an affiliate link in the description down below, which doesn't cost you anything extra. It just gives me a little bit of kickback for introducing you to the lens and sending you their way. But really, even if it wasn't an affiliate link, I can't recommend this lens enough. So even if you don't use that link, go pick up this lens. It's going to change the way you view your photography. It's going to change the photos you get for the better. It's just a great piece of kit. So go check out that other video, go pick up one of these lenses. Again guys, please make sure to like the video if you liked it or learned anything. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for new videos every Monday and Wednesday, and leave in the comments down below what you're going to use this thing for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.